Hey guys, welcome again to math class. As we would normally have this sort of residential class, you'd hear me ramble on for about the first 20, 30 minutes class. I figured I would just try and summarize it all here for you in just a quick video, just more of a overview kind of stuff, administrative, just kind of advice stuff. Just as some of the statements I like to normally have, but I always get ruined when it's online. Good, and as I was texting everybody from class yesterday, I used the numbers from SIS. Just know that's something that I normally do anyway. Even in a traditional class, I'll always go around with the SIS and say, hey, is this a good number to reach? Is this gonna? And oftentimes too, that comes from the only time you'll really hear from me is if you're behind or if you have questions. Some of you may not even hear from me hardly at all this semester. That means good news. That means you're doing something right, and that means you aren't behind. I enjoyed reaching out to you guys. I know many of you guys have gotten back yet. I definitely recognize some of you guys from previous classes, some of you guys from that time I spent in county last year, and some of you guys from both. So as we're getting started here, I did want to make sure one of the other lines that I love now, especially where I would be pacing around the class, I still did get to use my same Schrenk strategy of writing things on the back of a envelope. So you'll see me looking down, making sure I cover everything and all of that. But yeah, this is the first day stuff, but I get to wear what I've coined the term as upperwear, right? Where you look all professional, looks like I'm dressed nice, right? Gym shorts and sandals down, right? I mean, gotta love video conferencing, right? All right, things about starting early, starting often. Especially seeing Tom Brady, the GOAT, yesterday, and it drives me crazy that now he's with Tampa Bay, who has a great offensive line, and he's still winning games, even though it has hardly to do with him. You don't get to Tom Brady's level. You don't get to James Harden's level without practicing, okay, guys? Without starting early. They didn't wait until the game, right before the game last night, and think, hey, let me get in a few hours of practice. As long as I have it done by midnight, I'm in good shape. No, they practice an hour a day. They practice hours a day. They go to the weight room. They watch video. You need to be doing the same. Just like hobbies, just like sports, just like anything else you do, math, the more you see it, the more you work with it, the easier it gets and the more confident you're going to be. When I hear students say that, oh, I have math anxiety, I've never been good at math, and test anxiety, I always go blank when I'm on a test, even with the best intent for students. Where I see that come from decades of teaching. I know I look old like an old man, but this is my 16th year. Can you believe it? Where does the time go? But where that comes from in math is often mispreparation. And again, it's best intent, but students aren't focusing on the best way that they can make math for them. Start early. Take breaks, okay? You will find yourself as you're going through, you're going to be like, I've been spending an hour on this problem. If you take a quick break, go have a smoke, grab a cup of coffee, play TikTok or whatever for whatever is your guilty pleasure that you can get 15 minutes out of, come back and you're going to look at that same problem and go, oh my gosh, that 10 was right there the whole time. I don't even know why I missed that. And just by taking that break, letting your batteries recharge, but that takes starting early. That means do not wait until Sunday night and think, oh gosh, that only adds more stress. As you're sitting the clock thinking, oh my gosh, I have 4 more hours and I have 2 more assignments to get done. That only makes it go worse the rest of the time. Start early, start on that Monday. That gives you time to email me with questions. That gives you time to send texts with questions. And that gets time for things to be answered. As some of you will normally see, even with that text messaging, I do not have your traditional office hours. Don't expect me from Monday to Friday, 9 to noon. Yes, that's what I listed. And yes, I am available during those times, but we are online. We are asynchronous. If I'm sitting there watching TV at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night and I get a text from a student who's doing their homework, I encourage you guys to be working and starting early. I will help you with every bit that I can. If it needs to be a phone call back to you, if it needs to be, maybe I can just take a picture and send it back to you. Maybe I can just send you a text message. However I can help you out will help. Now, as many of you guys noticed, my kiddo, the newborn, likes to get to bed about 7 o'clock. So usually I'm probably dark about 7 o'clock each night. You won't hear from me until early the next morning, but sometimes I will still catch it about 9 o'clock because I'm just catching, burning through Hulu hours. But I will get back to you, but it's that starting early. It's that Tuesday night, Wednesday night, that when you get back to me, you still have plenty of time to go through and revisit those problems again and get everything done and feel fully prepared and fully confident when you get into taking that test and quiz. And that's what we want to get to. Showing work. I know that with online classes, it gets very easy. You're working through the My Math Lab and you're seeing the ebook, and it's easy to, okay, well last time they carried that. And then you go onto a test and you're like, I remember doing that problem, but I don't remember where to take detail. The same way you would with the normal class. Everything is structured. When we get into the test preparation, which you'll see an announcement posted right now in all the Canvas classes, but I'll talk more about it as we get closer to quizzes and tests. When it says section 1-1, that doesn't just mean it's the first section. That means chapter 1, section 1. Write that in your notebook. When you're going through problems, write those in your notebook. Have those available. Our tests, our quizzes, online, open note, open book. Whatever you write, you get to use. So the more detail you write, the more you have available on that test or quiz. Write it all out. Have it available. Don't be thinking, oh gosh, where is that problem? Was it this page? Was it flipping it around upside down? Be organized, have it ready when you take the test. And we'll talk more about the test preparation, but it comes from that starting early, and it comes from that organization. Show that work. Fight the urge that even though this is online, be as detailed as you would in a normal class. Build those strategies. Those are what are going to make this class go a lot easier. Email concerns. I know many of you have seen it already. Many of you have had no problem getting logged into the My Math Lab. I know. Use that My Lab Mastering link. I get a lot of those emails about there's no course ID. There is a course ID. No one ever looks at it. Everything is synchronized through Canvas. Use that link. Yes, you can open the assignments through Canvas, and I hear students go, but isn't that easier? It might be easier, but it's not helpful. In Canvas, when it crams it into the LMS, it's like down there, smashed into the corner. When you use to help me solve this, you're trying to scroll forever. It makes it difficult. When you go to the Pearson website, you can maximize pages, especially dual screens, which I love. But when you have that available, go to that My Lab Mastering, go to that other page where you'll even see with some of the other problems when we get to the review tests and look over old tests, that isn't even available in the Canvas viewing. You can't view the previous tests the same way you would using Pearson directly. Use that My Lab Mastering. It takes you directly to the site. You never have anything to do. Grades sync immediately, which is the email that I'm getting right now. I know a lot of you, I just opened 1.3 to see how many problems there were, and it gave me a 0. What do I do? The way that Pearson is set up, and it makes perfect sense when you think about it. As soon as you open it, boom, it drops a 0 and it transfers that grade to Canvas. If you have your grade set up for transfer, you're already getting an email that grades have transferred and you have a 0. Don't worry, as you work your way through it, and you'll even notice that if you're a student that likes to sit down and try and plow through everything at once, when you sit down and open the assignment and you're working through it, it gave you the 0. As you're doing problems, it's giving you the 10%, 12%, 15%. It's giving you that along the way. And by the time you close, you see, oh, good, that 97%, I'm already there. You would see that it does that. But where I get emails of concern are when students say, okay, good, that one's only 15 problems. That one, I'll knock that out tomorrow night after work. And then you log into Canvas and you're like, oh my God, I have a 0 already. It's only a 0 because you opened it. As you work through, it updates that, and it updates it immediately. So I think that hits everything. But again, cannot emphasize enough, start early, start often. Keep that communication open. Text message is probably the best you're going to see with emails. I'm very good. It's on my phone as well. I'll be able to get back to you. Canvas messaging is what the school promotes because then it's documentation. But what I like the most about the text messaging is it's easy for you. You got your homework written down on your piece of paper. You got your My Math Lab up. You can say, take a picture, send. Take a picture, send. Mr. Schrenk, where are they getting that 24? I'm able to look at both on my phone. I don't need to go to a computer and download anything. I can see it all right there and tell you, oh, look at that carry the 1 right there. Do you remember on the earlier problems when you had to, I will be able to help you out right there. And oftentimes it is just a quick text message. Oh, look, back to 2 problems where, and you'll go, oh, that's super easy. That's where the text messaging, I love it. I live by it. If you do too, this is going to be a great class. You will continue to see videos from me almost daily. I'm kind of liking this. My wife's trying to push me on this bender now with making a TikTok, making a YouTube channel. I just like having the emails available for students. I started the YouTube only because then it gets me a quick, easy URL that I can kick to you guys. You guys can click to open. I did have to go through because there were a lot of my emails. As a student myself, I'm finishing, fingers crossed, I'm finishing my doctorate in about 6 months. Starting the last semester now, and pretty excited. Got pretty much all of it done, just the last writing stuff. But there were a lot of videos that I did for my classes at Liberty that I went and pulled down just so you guys see what you guys will see are for all of our classes. If you go to that YouTube channel, if you go to the TikTok, the Mr. Math Guide handle or whatever they call these things. But email me with questions, text me with questions. I'm here for you. The semester's going to be over before you know it. Start early, start often. It'll be fun, guys.